Hey everybody, good morning. It's Miss Jessica. Today is March 30th, 2020. Welcome back to English class, first graders. So today we are going to begin lesson 15 of our Journeys unit number 3. So we have new spelling words, we have new sight words, and we have a new topic. So let's get started. I am going to try to keep this as close to what our classes look like in school as possible. There's certain things we can't do, but there are other things that we can do that we don't get to do in school, like some computer work that it sounds like you guys are having a really good time with. I'm glad to hear that I got some feedback from you that you think Lalilo is helping you with your sight words, which is fantastic, and I think it's fun. So let's move on to Journeys lesson 15. Okay, so here we are, Unit 3, Lesson 15. So we will be doing, like usual, our spelling and high frequency words, which we will be doing today. Tomorrow we will be reading some from the textbook. We have 2 texts to read from our Journeys book. We will be working on phonics. We'll be doing part today and part of the phonics on Wednesday. We will be doing grammar on Thursday and some writing on Friday. So the topic is what makes birds different from mammals. So we will be learning about that through our text. What makes birds different from mammals? So let's start with our phonics. So last week we talked about the long A sound, right? So we did, there were a few different ways to make that long A sound. Having A consonant E, A-Y, A-I. This week we are going to be talking about the long I sound. So the short I sounds like I, right? And the long I sounds like itself. It sounds like I, as in the word ice. So the first way that we can make the long I sound is just by having the letter I, as in idea, arrival, the I sound, arrival, and silent, right? It's not silent, it's silent. Okay, the next way is having I-E, as in pie, tie, and fries. Now, fries is plural, right? The singular would be fry, F-R-Y. But when you add ES, it works the same way as when you add ED, like we discussed last week or 2 weeks ago. When you add ed to the end of a word that ends with y, remember you have to change the y to an I and add ed. Well, it works the same way when you add es. If the word ends with y, you change the y to an I and add es. So this would be fry, F-R-Y, in the singular, and fries, F-R-I-E-S, in the plural. It would be the same if you said fried food. It would be F-R-I-E-D, because again, you change the Y to an I and you add E-D. The third way is having I consonant E. This little line here stands for any consonant. You can fill any consonant in there. N, V, C, L, T, whatever. So I consonant E. Here we have line, right? I consonant E. Hive, I consonant E. And slice, I consonant E. There's another ice word. Next we have IGH. IGH, it's a little tricky. You wouldn't think it would make the I sound, but those 3 letters together make the long I sound, as in high, thigh, and light. And the last one is just a Y. So just the Y sound can make the long I sound, as in buy, spy, and cry. Now for spy and cry, remember if you were going to add ed or es to the end of one to make it he spies on me, or he spied on her, or she cries every day, or they cried yesterday, for both of these we would have to change the Y to an, you say it, I, and add es or ed. So those are all the different ways that you can make the long I sound. And I want you to know all of them, but for this lesson, we are only going to focus on the long I sound in words with the I consonant E pattern, okay? So This says the silent E changes the vowel I to the long sound, meaning that if we add the silent E at the end, the vowel sound in the middle changes from the short sound to the long sound, just like we did last week with the letter A. So here's an example. We have the word pin, right? If we add a silent E to the end, pin becomes pine. The only thing that changed was the vowel sound, right? The P and the N sound the same. The E is silent at the end, but the vowel sound changes from short to long. Let's do one more. The next example is hid, right? He hid in the bushes. Now, if I add a silent E to the end, what do I get? You say it. What do I get if I add an E? Hide, hide. All right, so let's look at our spelling words for this week. Our spelling words all have that pattern, I, consonant, E, so they all have long I sounds. Number one, I will put it up. You say the word before I do. Read it out loud. Number one is time. Number two is kite. Number three, white. Four, like. Five, bike. I hope you're all saying them out loud. Number six, drive. Number seven, stripe. And number eight, mice. Did you get them all right? I hope you got them all right. Now, I always want to go back and review whatever lessons we've done. If we look here at the mice, remember, C can sound like k, k, that's the hard sound. And here, the C sounds like the soft S sound, right? S for soft, the soft sound, because, why? Who remembers why? Because it is followed by an E. Remember, if a C is followed by an E, an I, or a Y, it usually gives the C the soft sound, which sounds like S. And did everybody get this one right? Stripe? I thought maybe some people would say strip, right? Strip. But it is stripe because it has the silent E, so it gets the long I sound. So let's look at a few of our spelling words. Let's look at 4 of the 8. That's half, right? Half of them. So these are, I want to see what happens when we add the silent E to the end of these 4 words. So for the first one, we have Tim. Now, Tim is the name of either a boy or a man, so it gets a capital letter. Don't forget to write capital letters for your first, middle, and last name. Tim gets a capital T, and this is the I, short I sound. If we add a silent E to the end, it changes from Tim to time. Nothing changes but the vowel sound, right? Now, the second one is kit. If we add a silent E, we get kite. Wit. Who knows what wit means? I don't think anybody would know that one. Wit spelled like this, W-H-I-T. Wit means just a small amount, a little bit, a wit. It's not a very commonly used word, but that is what it means. There's another kind of wit, but it's not spelled like this. It's W-I-T, which means intelligence, like if you're fast with words and you're very sharp. But that is W-I-T. This W-H-I-T means a small amount. Now, if we add a silent E onto the end of wit, we get white. And this one is strip. And if we add a silent E to strip, we get stripe. Now let's move on to our high frequency words. So these, you should recognize these pages, right? These are the 2 pages from your workbook, and usually we read these together. Let me move myself out of the way. So we are going to read these together as well. You can read these with me, please, okay? I'll read them, you read them out loud as well. Now you all get a chance to read all of them instead of taking turns. So number 1, our first high frequency word is bird. Let's read it. An eagle is a bird with big, strong wings. Number 2 is fly. Bats are mammals that are able to fly. Number 3, let's go up here, is both. The lizard has both stripes and spots. And here you see one of your spelling words. Okay, number 4, long. This kangaroo has a long tail. Number 5, eyes. This dog has blue eyes. Number 6, or. Ducks can either swim or fly. Number 7, those. Those fish are not the same colors. And the last one is walk. The elephants walk together in a group. So those are your high frequency words. So let's read them quickly again together. You read them as soon as it pops up before I do. Bird, fly. Are you reading them out loud? I hope so. Both, long, eyes, or, those, and walk. And I wish I could give you new word cards, but I cannot. So, but you will use the Lilo to practice them. So I think that that is fun. So next, it is time to take out your notebooks. I'm going to hold this up, but I think it might, well, this sort of works. So open to your spelling and high frequency words. There we go. Number 14. Then remember what you're going to do. You are going to turn the page to a blank page, and then you are going to turn the page one more time, right? So you're going to leave 2 blank pages, these 2, and then you are going to start over here. You're going to start over here on the left page, and you will write your spelling words on the left page, and then you will write your high frequency words on the right page. So I put this up here for you. I want you to copy them just how you would. Remember, you are to write on the top, write spelling words number 15, write it in the top margin, right on the line. Don't let it float in the middle of Never Never Land, right? Write it on the line. Then you are going to write the 8 words, time, kite, white, like, bike, drive, stripe, and mice, your spelling words, down the side. Remember, make sure that you are writing right next to the red margin line, and skip lines. Write nice and small and neat, and please skip lines. When you're done with your spelling words, move over to the right page, right? The second page, and you're going to write HFW number 15 on the top for high frequency words number 15, and do the same thing. Write your list right straight down next to the red line. Please skip lines, write nice and neat, and you will write your 8 words: bird, fly, both, long, eyes, or, those, and walk. Okay? When you're done, I would like you to take a picture, have your parents take a picture of your notebook completed, and then they can send it to me on the phone. I sent everybody an email on Friday, so they are able to send me your work. We'll try to pick maybe 1 worksheet or something a day for them to send me, so that I can see how beautifully you did your work, okay? So when this is, you guys can free or pause. Remember, press the space bar to pause the video, and please copy all of these words down into your notebook. When you are done with that, you are going to do some worksheets. Okay, so I will put the notebook view, the words that you have to copy into your notebook, back on the screen at the end. So I just want you to listen to what you have to do after, and then you can go back to that and do all of your notebook work, okay? So these are the 6 pages that you have to do after you write the words in your notebook. I know that it seems like a lot, but they go super fast. You guys do these in class all in one class. So pages 1 and 2, you need to write a sentence for each sight word. Remember, please, capital letter at the beginning of the sentence, spaces between words, and periods at the end. Unless it's a question, then you put a question mark at the end. Then pages 3 and 4, you need to just write the word and pick one of the words and draw a picture on the bottom. Does not have to be a complex picture, something simple. Page 5, trace the high frequency word and write it on the line. And page 6, put them in alphabetical order. Please don't just copy the words. Make sure that you put them in alphabetical order from A to Z, okay? And that is it for your worksheets. After that, I will put some Lililo work up for you using your new high frequency words. I'm putting this notebook page back up, so as soon as we're done, which we're almost done, please make sure that you copy these words down, okay? Freeze this page. Hit the pause button so it freezes and you can copy everything down. And I will see you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.